Good morning, students. We have our math assignment for Wednesday, October 14th. So we are starting on something new, but something easy, and it should be even easier than yesterday's assignment. We are subtracting fractions with like denominators. So after you complete your review exercises and your speed drills, don't forget to do those. You're going to start with the first two samples and then 10 questions on subtracting fractions. So these are very similar to adding fractions, as you only really have to focus on the numerator, the number on top. So you're going to subtract the numerator, keep the denominator the same, and then reduce if necessary. The other easy thing about subtracting fractions is you never end up with an improper fraction, because you're always going to have the larger number on top before you subtract. So it's just a matter of reducing your solution if necessary. So we're going to do the first two samples together. For the first sample, we have 3 over 8 minus 1 over 8. So we would keep our denominator the same, subtract the numerators. So here we would have 3 minus 1 is 2, and then decide, can you reduce 2 over 8? And that is a simple one. We sure can. 2 fits into 2 once. 2 fits into 8 4 times. So you can reduce 2 over 8 to 1/4. Now please let me know if you're still having any trouble understanding how to reduce fractions, but we did go over this on Friday's video and then a little bit on Monday's video. However, I am more than happy to help you. Then for our second sample, we have 3 over 4 minus 1 over 4. We keep our denominator the same. 3 minus 1 is 2. Can we reduce 2 over 4? Yes, we can, because there is a number that fits into both evenly, and the largest one is 2. So 2 fits into 2 once, 2 fits into 4 twice. So 2 over 4 can be reduced to 1/2. So you're going to continue this process for numbers 1 through 10, and then you will have a review and reinforcement exercise tomorrow where you will be adding fractions just to make sure that you understand them, and maybe a little bit of subtraction as well. So here for our language arts assignment for Wednesday, we have our exercise titled Locating Out of the Ordinary Subjects. So it looks like we're going to be discussing imperative sentences and interrogative sentences. So as you know, you should be doing your best to memorize these 4 kinds of sentences. And today we're going to be focusing on the first 2. So it says the subject of an imperative sentence is always the word you. It is not always stated in the sentence. It is just understood that the subject is you. When you are identifying the subject of an imperative sentence, write the word you in parentheses beside the sentence. So to better understand, we have 2 examples. So here, we're going to take a look without the word you. And the sentence says, close the door, please. The second one, please buy some milk at the store. So remember that imperative sentences give commands, and a way to test out to make sure that your sentence is imperative is if you put the word you in front of it. So here they have the word you in parentheses, and this is how you can tell that the subject is directed at you. So it says, you, close the door please. You, please buy some milk at the store. Then for interrogative sentences, it says, is usually between the parts of a verb phrase. Now you may not always have to use this trick, but because we've already learned all about verb phrases, you might be able to use this tool to help you determine interrogative sentences. So our example sentence says, will you go with us? In your mind, change the sentence to a statement and you will easily spot the subject. So what it's asking you to do is, when you see a question or an interrogative sentence, if you change it into a statement that ends in a period, you will be able to spot the subject of your sentence. So it says, you will go with us. So there you find out that the subject is you. Will you go with us? You will go with us. The subject of a sentence is sometimes made up of two or more words, but is still considered to be one subject. And we learned about that when we learned about compound subjects. So sometimes you might have more than one word as a subject, but we're pretty used to that. So here for your think assignment, it says to underline the verb 2 times and the subject 1 time. If the subject is understood, write it in the blank. So we're very used to underlining verbs, identifying them, and identifying the subjects. So you're going to go ahead and complete this exercise for numbers 1 through 8. And then make sure that you write the subject, if you've identified it, in the blank here. For go back, you have 3 simple exercises. It says write the numbers of the sentences in think which are declarative. So this is your think section. So all you're going to do is count how many of these sentences are declarative and write the number here. How many are imperative, write the number here. How many are interrogative. And you can reference this page, of course, if you're having a little bit of trouble remembering. So you're going and looking back at what you just finished before you start your exercise here on the bottom. And here we have our spelling assignment for List 8 for Wednesday, October 14th. And it's important that you pay close attention to this lesson because this exercise is a little different than what we're used to on the 3rd day of our list work. So here it's asking you to use your spelling dictionary to answer these questions. As you know, your spelling dictionary is in the back of your book, and you're definitely going to need it to be able to answer these questions. But I'm going to help you identify what these key words are. So what I want to show you, and I want you to follow closely and practice. The first one is asking you what the guide words are for the word inform. So what I want you to understand is anytime you see guide words, it means the words on the top of your dictionary page that are going to help guide you to the word you're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and look for the word inform. So here we have the word inform, and we found it on page 172. And the reason I was able to find it easy is because on the top of the page I have 2 guide words. So as you can see, we have the word impression and the word inspection. This helped me to know that my INF word, inform, was on this page. So your guide words are these 2 words on the top. So because it asks you for the guide words for inform, you're going to write those 2 words here. Then it asks you for the pronunciations. So in this case, it's asking you for the pronunciation for the word naughty, but every word has a pronunciation next to it. So you're going to go to the back, find your word. I use my guide words for help. And here it's our first N word. And notice these letters next to the word naughty that have various symbols on them. This helps you understand how to say the word. Notice how it has a long O and a long E. So if you've never heard the word before, you would know how to say it based on these letters here and these symbols. So where it asks you for the pronunciation, you're going to copy these letters and symbols and write them next to your word. Next, it asks you for a part of speech. In this case, the part of speech for the word flawed. So we've learned many parts of speech these past few weeks. Usually, they're nouns, verbs, and adjectives. But you can easily find the part of speech by the letter symbol next to the word. So we're going to find the word flawed. And here we found it using our guide words for help. So we have here the word, here the pronunciation, and here ADJ, short for adjective. That is our part of speech. So you would write ADJ next to the word flawed. And for any other words that ask you for the part of speech, you would just look for that symbol next to the pronunciation. Here, this is simple. You guys do this all the time. It says, what is the definition for stamen? So you're just writing down the meaning. And you often look up the meanings in the back of the book. So that should be easy. Then after, it asks you for the sample sentence for fragrance. So your spelling dictionary gives you the meaning and it also gives you a sample sentence. So just to go over all of them one more time, we'll do it for the word fragrance to make it easier, using our guide words. So here we have the word fragrance up top. So notice fragrance, then you have the pronunciation, then you have the symbol N, which is your part of speech, which means noun. Then your meaning, a pleasant smelling scent. And then it gives you a sample sentence. And this is a sentence that can better help you understand the word fragrance. So it says, the lavender plant has a lovely fragrance and is used in perfume. This helps you understand the word fragrance even more than just the meaning. So you're going to copy the sample sentence and put it next to the word fragrance. And you have these kinds of exercises one more time from numbers 6 through 10 for different words. So you're just going to use your spelling dictionary, find the different parts, and complete 6 through 10. Then for numbers 11 through 17, we have a common exercise that we do in spelling, which is just completing your sentences with the list words. So make sure that every time you notice that it says list word, that it means all of your list words, including content and vocabulary words, not just pattern words. So that means that numbers 11 through 17 will use all of these words, or you'll have to look through all of these words. So you have 7 to pick from this entire list. Just a reading reminder, don't forget that we have a read along for chapter 12 for Language in the Wardrobe at 11 o'clock. So we're reading Peter's First Battle. So please grab your book and join me for our read along today and one more tomorrow.